podcast lamp is lighted on the 04 level aft.
We need to make that intro shorter. It needs to come out of the music right into us going, "Hey, everybody!" Like,
what's up? What's up? What's up?
I'll work on that. Hey, everybody! I'm Jonathan Lunsford,
Jason Becker,
and we're doing another episode of 04 Level Aft. Today is just the two of us. You know, we can make it if we try. So,
that's right.
I think we can do this. It's been a while though. We've had the last episode was with Chief Ragsdale.
Great episode.
Before that was Commander Cody Gates.
Great episode.
And then before that, it had been a while, so we hadn't done one before that in a while. But that was both fun. I enjoyed talking to Chief Ragsdale and hearing his all the stuff going on in his world, which is really cool. I enjoyed it.
Dude, that guy's like a plethora of knowledge, man.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like he's been everywhere. I love talking to him. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was. We have to make a habit of that. Let me turn that off right there so I can see myself and make sure I'm focused in.
You look dirty in that Georgia hat.
Yes, I like it. It was my birthday, one of my birthday presents.
And I love those old game hats.
Yeah,
they're awesome.
I have the so in the Navy we call them a watch cap or the little beanie things. Mm-hmm. What do you guys call them where you're from? What's the word for that?
Which ones?
The hats that you pull over, the winter hats. That's like
just a beanie.
A beanie. Okay, yeah. So what's some others? Like where I'm from, they're called a toboggan.
A lot of people call them skull caps too.
Skull caps is another one. I've heard there's another one, especially if it's got the tassel on top of it. There's another word for it. I can't think of what it's called, but the one I got is just, and it has the exact same logo on it, and so it's not cold enough yet to wear it in here. But it's been pretty cold for us.
Cold everywhere, man. You guys finally are seeing what we deal with up here in upstate New York every year.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
Yeah. And it was
like 0 or something. One.
Yeah, in Oxford, Mississippi, they had 0 degrees, which is I think set a record. I was told it did. Man, we're not built for that down here. We're in the South. It's not supposed to get like that. And so I don't know. Have you ever? I don't know how it is where you're at because I know that in there's a huge difference. I already got people on. Derek Smith, hello. The link didn't work. Good thing I'm not that dumb and figured it out. So the link not work, or did you figure it out? Like I don't know.
I threw the link to him. He's Derek is a buddy of mine that I went to A school with. Lived in the barracks with him at Great Lake, Illinois. You're not that dumb. Rick.
So
hell of a cook though. He's a good cook.
Very good. When I was in New Mexico 7 years ago. 19. So it was before 7 years. Crap, been that long. And I walked out of my hotel and I drove to the base and we were working. I started getting ready for the day, working and moving stuff around, and I was like, man, it's getting a little warm. I gotta take my jacket off. So I took my jacket off. And it was in January, February. So I looked down and there's something on the ground. I'm like, what is that on the ground? And so I stepped on it and it was ice. It was like, wait a minute. And I just took my jacket off. What am I doing? So I pulled my phone out and I looked up on the weather app. It was 29 degrees. And it was like, wait a minute. This is what dry cold feels like. It was crazy because here in Louisiana, it's a wet cold. It is a wet cold. Almost to the point where at 40 degrees, it's miserable because it just sticks to you. It's not like, and so I was curious, being that you guys are in the Great Lakes area, technically, is it a humid cold where you're at, or is it a dry cold where you're at?
It's every kind of cold imaginable, man.
It's just cold.
Great Lakes. Yeah, we got the Great Lakes, and we also are around something called the Finger Lakes. If you look at New York State, there's small little glacier lakes that actually look like fingers.
Right.
So we got that to the south, and we got the Great Lakes to the north, and we have the beautiful old Lake Champlain over to the northeast. So it's like we're surrounded by water, and we just get pounded and pounded and pounded and pounded. And I don't think there is anything called dry cold up here.
Well, I was just curious because,
but there is some days. I retract. there is some days where it looks really, really warm outside and the sun is out.
Yeah.
You go outside, the sun is warm, but it's bitter cold, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's bitter cold. So if that's what you mean, we have those maybe a handful of times during the wintertime.
So if you're in Austin, Texas, it depends on which way the wind's blowing as to whether it's a hot dry heat or a hot wet. Because if it's blowing from the coast, obviously it's very humid. If it's blowing from the northeast or northwest, it's a dry desert. And so it's one day, I mean, the middle of the day can change. I know, right? I thought the same.
You guys are jerks.
But anyway, so yeah, it's crazy growing up in Southern Appalachia. We dealt with our style of cold. Chicago was a totally different style of cold for me. Well, I was that the winter that we were there was an El Nino winter, and it wasn't that bad. And
Right.
I was like, okay, so to me it was horrible, but I'll take it. I'll take 25 every day over 105 without question.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I mean, 105, that's kind of crazy.
Especially in this humidity down here. I don't like it. So
I don't understand how you guys do it down there. I don't. I mean, the dry heat, there's a difference. Dry heat.
yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, San Diego, where we were, it's a dry heat.
No, El Cajon, yeah. That was crazy.
It's gorgeous.
I remember the first time I ever went to El Cajon, I was with Tony Harrell, and he took me over there for whatever reason. And right before I got out of the truck, he goes, "Wait a minute." He goes, "Be ready, because like at the base is nice and awesome. We crossed that mountain over La Mesa and down in the El Cajon." He goes, "It's going to be crazy when you open that door." When I opened that door, I was like, "Blah, holy cow, that was nuts." Where do you live, Derek? Where is your abode? Give me heat over cold, he said. It depends, man. I'm more into the I'd rather be cold than hot. And I'm not showing live on my, let me refresh this and maybe that'll help. Because I like to kind of keep up with, is it working? Oh yeah, it's showing.
I'm getting feedback saying we're not live on YouTube. Are we not on live on YouTube right now?
No? There may be something wrong on YouTube that might need some work. I don't know. I have to figure that out. I did get an email recently about it, and I was trying to dig through it, and I was just so preoccupied with everything, and I didn't fully straighten it out. So,
gotcha.
One of the things I want to talk about tonight, we're kind of just two of us, and we're doing some stuff. Omaha. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a corn husker.
No, we don't do Spotify live. So let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
When we first started doing this, we were recording it, and then I was putting it in my Audacity thing, and I was editing it and putting it out as a podcast.
Yeah, like a typical podcast, audio podcast.
We did one live and never went back because this is so much easier and better. So that's why you won't see it on Spotify, on Apple Podcast anymore. I'm going to get on there. We were talking about that before we started. I need to get on there and kind of just remind everybody, hey, we're over here now. We're doing it this way. Put all the links in it so people can get to it. I'm going to try to figure this YouTube thing out. That's on me. I'm sorry. Let them know that I'll try to squash that, figure that out before we get any big time special people on here and get that squared away. But one of the things that we talked about at the end of the last episode was, definitely gotta get that squared away. We communicate via text during the episode. That's what we do.
Subliminal messages.
Yeah.
It's either that or doing like these kind of signs.
Well, we have semaphore. We can get Steve Parker to teach us that. But so like what we talked about at the end of the episode last time, by us not having commercials and stuff was kind of important to me because so a friend of mine has a YouTube channel and he goes live. He does live, Christian stuff. And when it's over with, and they go back to replay it because you guys can watch this stuff tomorrow, the next day, whenever, and a year from now. it's riddled with commercials. And so what we wanted to do was fix it to where that's not a thing. But at the same time, that's where you make money is in the commercials. And so what we want to do is I want to put a link in. I got to build that up. We do have a Cash App. It's 04 Level Aft. If you want to donate to it, please, by all means. If you don't, fine, no worries. Just enjoy. All that money will ever do is be rolled back in the equipment, rolled back in the merchandise to help us get started with that stuff. It's just completely going to stay here. And I'm going to keep the receipts that way. That way, if we ever got enough money that it wouldn't, and realistically, once we get enough money and get the right equipment we need, then we can shut it down. We don't need any more because we got all of what we're after. So, but you didn't turn your desk around. I just realized that.
Yeah, we'll be doing it before the next one.
I need to know if the code man's dog pooped out the golf ball. He did not. No. I started to write on that YouTube video that one time I swallowed a cube of ice and I still haven't pooped it out. I'm getting nervous. And I didn't know how he'd respond to that. So I left it be. Poor dog swallowed a golf ball. I still ain't pooped yet.
It happens, man. You know, my old dog, a golden retriever, he ate a Coca-Cola can.
Wait, did the dog really eat a golf ball?
Who?
Your dog?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Because Cody made that video of the dog eating golf balls. You see it on YouTube?
He's silly.
So a dog really did eat a golf ball?
Yeah. A dog down the street. Not our dog, but a dog.
Oh.
Not sure if it's moving out yet or not.
No,
but yeah,
no.
one of my older dogs.
You'll hear
he ate a Coke can. And by golly, he pooped the whole thing out the next day.
Nice. Nice.
I guess it's digestible for dogs. I don't know. Who knows?
Right. That's crazy. I mean, I've heard of goats doing it, but I didn't know dogs could get away with it. So
27th of January.
Oh, yes.
Upstate New York. Well, not upstate. We're called Central New York. Upstate is like Messina, way up there by Canada. But I
thought everything outside New York City was upstate.
That bunch of crap. You have Western New York, which is Buffalo. You have Central New York, which is like where I am, Syracuse. And you have Western New York. Eastern New York, which is Albany. And then you have the city. Upstate New York's up by Messina and Canada and all that stuff. But Central New York so far has gotten over 9 feet of snow.
Woo!
And the first day of winter is December 21st.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that being central. So like that, you're calling like I'm looking at a calendar or the calendar. I'm looking at a map right now. So like you're talking like the Adirondacks being north.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the Adirondacks come from north to south, don't over on the east side. So.
You know what's really confusing is how Texas calls themselves. It's really weird. They have Central Texas, North Texas. North Texas is not the Panhandle,
right?
But the Panhandle is north of the North Texas part, which is like it's confusing.
So what's that little strip in Oklahoma? Is that called a handle too, or no?
That is a Panhandle, yeah. That's it's only 35 miles north of south. I looked it up one time.
So it's the Panhandle of Oklahoma. You have the Panhandle of Oklahoma, Panhandle of Texas.
Yeah. And there's a town in the Panhandle of Texas called Panhandle. We had a windstorm there, and they sent us there to rebuild power lines, and it was pretty cool. So an interesting fact about the Panhandle, Oklahoma: Texas used to border Oklahoma, or Texas used to border Kansas, and Texas gave away that Panhandle area because there was not allowed to have any slavery below that line. And if they would have kept that part of the state, then the entire state would have been banished from having slavery. So they gave that little section of it away to either Kansas or Oklahoma. Whoever wanted it, Oklahoma took it.
Really?
Just so they can keep slaves longer. Interesting. That's a long time ago, though. So, January 27th. So January 28th is tomorrow.
Yep.
Do you know what happened 40 years ago tomorrow? 40 years.
No.
Very significant thing. You graduated 97 or 96?
96.
Okay, so you were in the second grade.
Oh, was it the space shuttle?
Ready? Here we go. You wanna watch it? I got it all
I was
queued
right.
up. Yeah,
Space shuttle.
let's watch it.
T-minus
Can you hear it?
seconds, and the solid
Yeah, I can hear it.
gimbal now underway.
Can you guys hear it out there?
T-minus 15 seconds.
So before we get any farther into this, we're able to do this because we don't have commercials. If we had commercials, we couldn't do this. That's another reason for that. Also, I was in the first grade. I was living in North Georgia, and it snowed that day so bad we couldn't go to school. But my mom and dad got me to the babysitter somehow, 4-wheel drive truck, I guess. And we were sitting in the living room of the babysitter's house watching this, and because there was a teacher on it.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We have main engine start. 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. Liftoff.
This is 40 years ago.
40 tomorrow.
Cleared the tower.
1986.
Good roll program confirmed.
Knowing what we know now about like the people in control, they weren't looking at it. They were looking at the numbers and stuff.
Right.
So the stuff they say right after it exploded, you're like, why would you say that? And then now I realize they're looking at a screen. They're looking at numbers.
94%.
Talking right now.
Normal throttles for most of the flight, 104%. We'll throttle down to 65% shortly.
It's crazy to think about.
5%. 3 engines running normally. 3 good fuel cells. 3 good APUs.
And then once the reporter starts talking,
2,257 feet per second. Altitude 4.3 nautical miles. Downrange distance 3 nautical miles.
oh, right here.
So the 25th Space Shuttle mission is now on the way after more delays than NASA cares to count. This morning, it looked as though they were not going to be able to get
Here he
off.
goes.
1 minute 15
See, now the reporter's watching it.
2,900 feet per second. Altitude 9 nautical miles. Downrange distance 7 nautical miles.
He's still talking because he's looking at the displays. Crazy.
That's one of the fuel cells, right?
Yeah.
To the side, yeah.
Boosters, yeah.
Looks like a couple of the solid rocket boosters blew away from the side of the shuttle in an explosion.
Flight controllers here looking very carefully at the situation. Obviously a major malfunction.
Who's a genius that said that? Major malfunction. Durr. All I
It's
know,
like
man,
watching. It's like watching Mystery Science Theater. What's the genius that said that? Like,
what I remember from that day, man, is that I don't know. I think that's why this generation's really, really soft because we watched it. We watched it. They brought TV and we watched it, and teachers were crying. You know, everything was crying because I was in school. You know, and
so I was at the, like I said, I was at the babysitter, and then sorry. I don't disagree. Anyway, so I was at the babysitter, and the babysitters were older people, and they had the wherewithal about them to go turn TV off real fast, and because they didn't want us to see more than we already saw. But you know what's even crazier is that was 15 years before 9/11, which is 25 years this year is 9/11.
Oh my God!
Yeah, 26.
We both know where we were.
Yeah. Oh yeah, San Diego. I remember. I think so for this year for it. We gotta get Chris Greenwell on here because he's the one that told me about it. We can make. I think we can do a big deal for it sometime in the week or so before that. He's still in California doing his thing, trying to zoom in on you. But anyway, I just thought that I was typing in the date and I was like, the 28th is tomorrow. This Challenger was the 28th, 40 years, man. That sucks.
So the Patriots are in the Super Bowl. On a lighter note.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately. Hello, Roberta. I don't think they're going to win, though. I don't think anybody can beat them. I think them Seahawks is something else, man. I don't think anybody can beat them. I think here's my projection. This is what I truly believe. I believe that the Seahawks will win this Super Bowl and the Patriots will win the next 30 because that dude is stinking. Because I don't think that they have all their ducks in a row for this. But, you know, you never know. Never know. Nobody in 2001, nobody saw 25 years ago, nobody saw Tom Brady and them walking in there and doing that. So, but they did it.
They did. They walked right in and did it. And Derek is a huge Patriot hater, even though his team is the Raiders and it is owned by Tom Brady. So it's okay. It's okay, Derek.
I don't think they own it. Does he have a partial ownership of it?
Yeah, he partially owns it. He's a minority, whatever, but he still owns part of it.
Yes, Nick.
Dude,
Nick,
speaking of baseball,
hey, that dude right there, that Nick Besky, that dude is retarded. Nah, he's a Marine. I love him with all my heart. Anyway. It cheated y'all out of a Super Bowl. Who did?
Called the Tuck rule. Oh, see, he's
wait. When did
that was a divisional round. It wasn't a championship round.
When was this? Because when was the last time the Raiders were in anything? They can't even decide what stadium.
I think it was 2001 or 2.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it was 20 years ago. And it's just you remember the Tuck rule? Everybody said Tom Brady fumbled it, but it was a Tuck rule, which everybody in the world knows that it was a fumble. And I'll even be the first one to say it was a fumble. But guess what? It was a Tuck rule. That's what the said. That's what the ref said. So
did wait a minute? Did he said hopefully he wasn't the one who wanted Pete Carroll, but Pete Carroll's gone. Have they got a new coach yet? I don't know.
I don't think so. No.
I don't think anybody's going to beat Seattle, man. I thought the Rams was about to do it the other night, but I don't know, man. The Seahawks are strong.
The one thing the Rams couldn't do that I really think the Patriots will be able to do is that to rush Sam Darnold.
Did you see? Okay.
On Sam Darnold.
There was like three times that the Rams did a delay blitz and got to Darnold fast.
Yeah.
And I think that when they're watching film, they're going to be like, oh, yeah, let's do this a little more often, and I think no coach yet. What's up, brother? AFC, anyone from the AFC would have won it that year. Who was in the NFC that year? It was in 2002.
I think probably Carolina was a powerhouse then. Philly, maybe.
What Philly? No, Tomlin's washed.
I think Tomlin's done too, but
he's made more money than Stevens with a V, by the way, not with a PH.
No,
which is weird. I have one of my associate pastors at church is Tim Stevens with a PH. He said, "Hi, my name is Tim Stevens with a PH."
That's awesome.
Now your mom's talking to her daughter through our text thread, which is awesome.
Jeez.
So the college football is over. I'm sad, but I think Indiana has unintentionally screwed us in college football forever now, because now every team is going to expect their coach to show up out of nowhere and win a championship in 2 years.
Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
It's never happened. It's never happened, and now it has. So,
right.
And you could say the same for the Patriots. This is his first year, right?
Yeah.
Well, his first year with the Patriots.
Yeah. He
was a Patriot, right?
Yeah, he won 3 Super Bowls with us. Yeah. Yep. Then he went to go coach in Tennessee, and he won Coach of the Year, I think twice, maybe. I don't know. But got him to a conference championship, and then they fired him. I don't know why.
She's mad at the new, I guess, basketball coach, baseball coach. I don't know. BB. Normally BB's basketball. I don't know who she's mad at. No, the Rams was 99.
The greatest show on
turf. It wasn't Washington.
No, it was 2001.
Have you seen
99
have you seen American Underdog yet with about the no, the Buffalo Bills? Duh. Wait. She's from Syracuse too, and she's rooting for the home team, and you're rooting for stinking New England. I want to know how that's even a possibility. How do you not? You're from there, and you're rooting. Okay, here's the important question.
Tootin', bootin', footin'. I'll tell you.
Who did your dad root for? Who did your dad root for?
My father was a diehard Bills fan. Buffalo Bills fan, diehard. But here's the story, John. I'm going to tell you.
I have my Niner story, so it's okay.
Well, anyway, back in the day, I don't know if you remember, but Coach McPherson was the head coach of Syracuse football. My father was a letter carrier who delivered mail to Coach McPherson's house. Became friends. I don't remember
that name, but yeah.
Became friends with him. And like I said, I was a kid. I was just a little pipsqueak, okay? But one day my father came home with a football signed by the whole team, Syracuse team. Coach Mack even signed it too. Cool. So I became a Coach Mack fan. Now, when he left Syracuse to go coach for the Patriots, he left Syracuse to go coach for the Patriots for 2 years.
You followed him.
I followed him. I like the Patriots ever since. So it's not because of Brady.
Hey, but look right here. Somebody says your dad was smarter than you.
Somebody like Derek.
And your mom said, yes, he was. Yes, he was. Is that when we were talking about Nick being retarded? That's what I want to know.
that was my father being a diehard Bills fan.
That's pretty cool though. I think it's really funny if that New York only has one football team. That kind of blows my mind. And I know that it's
me too.
They're both in Syracuse or in New Jersey, so that's kind of funny. But
really can't say you're from New York if you play in Jersey. That's, the true. Syracuse is the true New York college team. D1. Syracuse is. I don't think there's another D1 school in New York State.
Oh, that's a great question. Well, let's Google it. Let
me take a look.
D1
and Buffalo, because they play in New York, I think is the only New York team. So.
Cornell. Nope.
They're called the New York's college team.
Okay, so from FBS football, there's only two in New York.
Cornell and Syracuse?
Technically, no. Syracuse and Army.
Everything
else is FCS. Mm-hmm. I forget about Army. That's kind of cool. That's crazy to think that as big as New York is and as populated as it is, it doesn't have that much in that regard.
Well, if you look at it, New York or none of the northeastern states are football states or even baseball states. They can't be, because we have snow 7 months out of the year.
Yeah.
So that's why we're really good in basketball. It's played indoors.
And hockey.
So
are you a hockey guy at all?
I love going to watch them play. We have a team called Syracuse Crunch. I love to go watch them play. So does my kids. My kids, especially Sethy Joe, he loves to go and watch them. Last time we went, they got into a fight and Cody got a little upset.
Oh yeah, wow.
He saw a little bit of blood and he got kind of scared. But I think he's over it. We can go back to the games now.
Yeah, that's what you go for. You go for a fight and hockey game breaks out.
That's what they do. That's what they do.
Did you ever go with us to the Gulls games?
I've been to a couple of those games, yes.
So we would go to them dressed up in like suits just because it was like something stupid to do. We'd go eat like at a steakhouse. Yeah. Well, not 3-piece. With like suit and tie. We'd go to those games dressed up to the nines. Like, what else are we going to dress? Like, I went and bought a suit just to go to that. Me and McAvoy and a bunch of other people would do that.
It must have been freezing.
No, it was warm in there. It was nice. I really like that. I probably think it's the stupidest thing ever, but it's a guy thing. She's probably talking about hockey.
Oh, probably.
You got to give us a little details. Hockey, you got to be talking. You can't be talking about hockey because it's the greatest sport, man. It's one of the, so get this. The other day at work, and I work around a bunch of people in their early 20s, and I was talking about how like the greatest athlete of all time is it's really hard to have this conversation. Who's the greatest football player ever? Well, there's too many positions. There's too many different skill sets. It's really hard to have the greatest. You could say the greatest quarterback of all time, but even then, you get into the whole like, the greatest overall quarterback, the greatest single season quarterback. If you have 2 minutes and you got to win, who are you going to give the ball to? Now that nobody's going to say Tom Brady. They're going to say somebody like Brett Favre or Michael Vick or somebody like that. Somebody that's like a 2-minute drill guy. But I mean, Brett or Tom Brady obviously could do it, but like you can't have this conversation. You cannot put Ray Lewis and Barry Sanders and Tom Brady in the same conversation when you're talking about the greatest of all time, because they're nothing alike. But I can say that, and I even said that the greatest overall athlete of all time is Wayne Gretzky, because nobody has ever dominated their sport. Yeah, even Peyton Manning, you could say that too. Like nobody has ever dominated their sport like Wayne Gretzky, greatest. So if you look at the GOATs of each league, you're going to have him at the top. But even then, when you compare all the GOATs, I don't think you can put anybody ahead of him. And to me, I have a hard time not putting Mike Tyson at the top, but then he's the heavyweight. So what about below that? It's a totally different type of boxing when you get into the.
I think that's why they have pound for pound best fighter. But I really truly.
That kid now, what's that guy's name? Crawford.
Oh, he's a beast.
Oh, I love watching him fight. I just hate hearing his mom talk. I wish they'd mute her in the. But I mean,
there is one athlete who was the greatest athlete of all time.
Don't say Caitlyn Jenner either.
No. Actually,
he was pretty amazing. What was his name? Bruce Jenner. That dude was pretty amazing.
He was. But I have his picture. When I turn my desk around, you're going to see all my sports pictures as they're right there. But I have a picture of the greatest athlete, I believe, all time right there hanging on my wall. It's Jim Thorpe.
Baseball, right? No, football. Who's the baseball guy that I'm getting?
Triathlete too. He was in the Olympics.
Alexander Ovechkin. Nick. Alexander Ovechkin. He just set his goals. He broke his goals record, not his points record.
Because Jim Thorpe was Native American, they were really prejudiced against him.
Gotcha. I remember what you're talking about now. Yep.
They stole his cleats before he had to do sprints.
Wayne Gretzky is not from Omaha.
No.
Oh, Crawford is. Okay. It's a little bitty dude. I wonder how much he weighs. I bet he don't weigh 150 pounds.
You'd be surprised how little they weigh.
Yeah.
They have an ounce of fat on him.
Dude, did you see that guy the other day after the weigh-in for the MMA? He collapsed on the stage.
Because he's so famished?
I don't know if it was food or hydration or what, but I know they do hydration tests, so I have a hard time believing that's what it was. So
spring's right around the corner, man. When it comes to
baseball. It took Alexander Ovechkin 21 years to do what Gretzky did in 17. So we got too many conversations going on at the same time, just like we did on the smoke deck.
This is 04 level.
So he walks around at 160.
Soon we're going to start talking about, the Green Lantern.
Yeah. Which was a good movie. I actually liked that movie.
But it's probably the worst superhero ever, the Green Lantern.
I'm not arguing that, but the movie I liked the movie because I like the message that it gave about fear being a all controlling power and a very dangerous thing, and how Bible teaches against fear. So for me, that it worked that way, but it's still funny to me how the kid from the Green Lantern is also the kid from Fantastic Four, who's also the kid from what's the movie he's in now? Not Daredevil. A mutant.
Deadpool.
Same kid. Like you're gonna do 3 different. And of course, now he owns a soccer team.
Why can't I think of his name?
Is that what it was? He cut too much and passed out. So he walks around at 160. I assume you're talking about what's his name. He walks around at 160. So what's he fight at?
Crawford?
Which to me is hilarious. Like why? Just tell me his fighting weight. That's all. I don't care what he walks around at. I mean, but they do. They'll be like, oh, well, he walk around at 217, but his fighting weight's 202. Like, Who cares what he walks around in? I want to know what fighting bracket he's in.
When are the weigh-ins?
3 days, 2 or 3 days before. And I know that oh, by the way, if you have Peacock, was it Peacock or Netflix now has like all MMA from day one, UFC 1 all the way to now. You can watch every one of them now.
So
But it's on one of them. I can't not let you guys leave without telling you.
Dude, I guarantee that Hoist Gracie's kicking himself right in the butt right now.
Why?
Hoist Gracie's the one that started.
Paramount Plus. Good job, Paramount.
Yeah. He's the one that started the UFC. Hoist Gracie.
He's making enough. He made enough money, I'm sure.
Yeah, Dana White bought it off him for like $5 million.
Nothing. Like, it's crazy. Yeah, it's called the UFC Fight Pass.
Yep.
And Paramount Plus. I want to go back and watch some early ones. I want like Tank Abbott and all them guys from the beginning. I want to go back and watch some of that.
Ken Shamrock.
Before they had gloves and they were like hitting each other and like you can't hit them in the crotch anymore. You can't bare knuckle them. Or back when they could do when Dana White had hair.
Crawford retired and fought in 3 different weight classes. Yes, he did. He's undefeated. And
he retired?
All 3 weight classes. What was his final record? What was it, like 45-0 or something like that?
Good thing we don't have to listen to his mama screaming no more.
Oh, I know. It's like, simmer down, lady. Simmer down.
Just calm down, woman. But anyway, so like Nick said, baseball season's coming. We're going to do a episode. We tried one with Steve McAvoy. Some things happened, but I already have all the pay-per-views are on Paramount Plus, also at $8.99 a month.
Oh, I got it.
But I already have Paramount Plus because I have Walmart, the Walmart app, 42-0. He was undefeated.
Yeah. I wanted him to continue to fight because I wanted him to beat Floyd Mayweather's record. Because I can't stand Mayweather, dude.
He was good though. Like, let's put it this way. I want you to listen to this. I keep burping.
Sorry, I got to sneeze.
The way you feel about Floyd Mayweather and his cockiness, is why most people hate the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? Alabama fans, same way. Y'all won so many championships so close together that talking to you guys was like pulling teeth.
No. There's a huge difference between Floyd Mayweather and the Patriots. One, it's called being humble.
Whatever.
Yeah. The Patriots wore shirts saying humble pie. Have a slice.
Yeah, too bad their fans didn't wear that shirt and live by that shirt. But you know what? Hey, listen, I've been a Georgia fan since day one of my life. And I've after the second championship in a row, I was listening to these people talking. I'm like, man, everybody's gonna hate us. You guys are just running your mouths, man. It's like you ain't winning 3 in a row. Calm down. You're not gonna win 3 in a row. But anyway, I think this has been a really cool year. 2025 was a good year for me all the way around. Good for work, good for family, good for spiritual. Got a lot of cool revelation this year. Where's that book at? I thought I brought. Oh, here it is. I got a book for you to read. I'm only halfway through it, and this is a fantastic book.
What is it?
It's called The Ragamuffin Gospel by Brennan Manning.
Ragamuffin. What does ragamuffin mean?
I'm not really sure. But the idea is, in this book, it is about how the church is missing the point and they're not loving like they should. You got to hop off? Just talk to me.
No, because some people are waiting for the YouTube.
Oh, no. I'm not doing that today. I don't have the ability to do this. I don't. I'm sorry. Sorry, YouTube people. The Floyd punch and run. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, a ragamuffin is a person, typically a child, in ragged or / dirty clothing.
Yeah. It's a great book. I'm in the middle of it. I want to keep. It's written by a former priest who walked away from the Catholic Church. Okay. Floyd punched and ran.
He did. I mean,
Crawford kicked butt the whole fight. Floyd never cheated. The past did.
see, this is what I don't understand.
Over and over. Deflate gate. They were doing the spy gate. They were doing
and Watergate. They were doing
they caused it to,
they were doing
they
everything.
caused it to snow and it
okay, so they quote unquote under deflated the balls. Do you think inflating the balls too much is cheating? Because Aaron Rodgers overflated his balls. Wait, that's two. Okay, never mind. His football, like shouldn't balls. So we can have a better grip. Should that be against the rules?
If there's a standard, there's a parameter. You cannot be below this, and you cannot go above that. If you were caught going above this and below that, if that bat is corked.
But Aaron Rodgers specifically said, "I do go beyond what is supposed to be."
Then they should have hammered him for it. I didn't hear that, but they should have.
They didn't because it's Aaron Rodgers.
The jokes write themselves. Jeff Hadnot is here. Dang boot camps. Blah, 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 blah. Nice, Jay. I really wish that I understood, like, when was the nice Jay comment?
I know.
Like Stephanie's on the other side of the room, and she's like, "Oh, that's funny." She runs over. It's like, "Nice, Jay." Like, is he talking about Aaron Rodgers footballs? Is he talking about, like, I don't know,
balls?
Less air makes it softer and easier to catch.
Okay,
more air makes them harder to catch.
If you go back and you take a look at the game, Derek,
forget I can do this.
That they were quote unquote told that they were deflating. They ran 90% of the time. They handed the ball off 90% of the time. So, I mean, we can argue about something that happened 20 years ago, you know.
Well, did they pump them up in Denver and then drive down to Dallas where they lose compression?
Who knows?
When we drove to when we left San Diego, we went to Denver to go see Bruce, and there was a bag of chips heading up the Rockies. There's a bag of chips in the back. Pow!
Oh, because
we got it from like 13 or like 10,000 feet, whatever it was. That bag of chips in the back went pop. That was pretty funny.
Oh man, yeah, baseball season's upon us, man.
So have you been keeping up with? Let me try to pull this up. MLB alignment.
My son Luke, he's starting his season already, man. The second week of February, he's opening up in Texas. It's crazy.
We'll try to pull this up where you can see it. I don't know. They're trying to add 2 more teams
to the baseball.
Oh yeah,
classic.
imagine. Oh yeah, that's coming up. Oh yeah, it's coming up quick. So I want to show you this real fast. Baseball. It's something we can talk about when we get whoever on here. Try to zoom in on this. They're talking about expanding, right? What are you doing? What's this thing doing? Let me pull it away and try it again. They're talking about expanding the league. And they're talking about putting 2 more teams. And right now they're showing the AL Northeast. I'll just give you the teams. I'll run them down to you because it's not working. This would absolutely destroy the game for me. I would be done. It would be really hard for me to watch this. And this is not guaranteed. This is just a thought. AL North, the AL Northeast, the Mets, the Phillies, the AL, and I said AL, Mets, Phillies, Sox, Yankees.
Horrible.
Okay, so the Mid-Atlantic, AL Mid-Atlantic, the Orioles, the Washington, name just totally left my head. Nationals,
Yep.
the Pirates, and the Cleveland, whatever their team is.
I wouldn't mind that.
That's weird though. So now you're switching the American League, National League. So the Great Lakes American League is Minnesota, Detroit, Milwaukee, and Toronto. And then the AL Southeast is the Braves, the Marlins, the Tampa Bay Rays, and then whichever expansion team, either it goes to Charlotte or to Nashville. They haven't decided.
So I got to ask you, who's the genius that's getting paid millions of dollars to think of this just ludicrous?
It's exactly what it is. It's ludicrous. Makes no sense. And
is that a word, ludicrousness? If it isn't, I just made it up.
Ludicrous speed. So you got to slow down first.
Honestly, that's crazy.
I don't know why they're.
That's in the Yankees in the same division. What are you, nuts?
Actually, so the idea is to save money on travel. That's what they're talking about.
Oh, it all comes down to money. It all comes down, like they have a.
But if New York, if the Mets played the Yankees 18 times a year, that would be huge for the city, massive. And I get it. I get some of that, but to me, that's so. And this dynamic here, the American League is the East, and the National League will be the West. So they're splitting East and West. One of them I saw kept it the way it is, but added teams and made 4 divisions in them. It's hard for me to be excited about baseball anymore. I don't know what it is, but I still can't sit long enough to watch the game. It gets boring, and I think of all the things I need to do to get up. I used to be a diehard baseball fan too. Well, that's your problem. That's a you issue. That's an issue, not an issue me.
Yeah, you might want to talk to someone about ADD there. Yeah, if you can't sit and watch a game.
I can get bored too, but I can listen to it while I'm doing what I got to do right now. Like we were talking the other day about I watched a game one time on TV. It was a 0-0 game in the 9th inning, and it went into the bottom of the 9th for 2 outs, and the guy hit a home run and won the game. It was 0-0 into the bottom of the 9th for 2 outs. The guy hit a home run and won it.
That's
awesome have game. You watched? Jeff said it takes too long and it moves slow. Have you watched it since the pitching clock?
Yeah, there's
the whole hour out of it.
Yeah, the pitching clock really helped move it along. It really did.
Yeah. I don't like the East and West part. That's what I love about the way that they had it divided. If they're going to do an East and West, like I don't know why they can't just leave it and just add 2 teams, a team to each league, but they're going to do what they're going to do.
Baseball's coming, racing's coming.
Racing is coming.
Racing's almost here. It's on the doorstep, brother.
Yep.
I mean, if it was a package, Amazon just pulled up in front of your house.
It's Amazon has the 5 races in the middle of the year too. You have to be on Amazon Prime to watch them. So, you want to talk about that? We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about it. We got an exciting new episode coming up here shortly.
February 12th.
Yes.
We're scheduling in advance and just pray that nothing happens.
This will be on YouTube.
Yes, hopefully we'll at some time between now and then I'll fix that. So J-Beck across on the other side of the screen from me was in. So we had to do in the Navy for you Navy people, non-Navy people. We had to go through for our rate. We had to do 3 schools, and in the second school, Jay met a guy who is a TikTok phenom, famous, named Dad Bod Veteran. And he is a huge NASCAR guy. He's from South Carolina. So he's coming on and he's going to talk to us about NASCAR. So the next episode we do is going to be about NASCAR.
Actually, not only do I know him, but Derek, the guy who's been making fun of me the whole time, we all were there together. Derek knows.
What's his name? John Wellington?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And not only is he famous, he is very famous.
He's very famous. He got me a signature from Edwin McCain. My favorite performer, songwriter of all time.
Still painful, even with the pitch clock. Start each batter with a full count. Make it exciting.
Okay, you got 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I
Go.
think he's driving me crazy. That's funny. But anyway, so
yeah, I'm excited about that one, man. Because guess what, everyone? I don't know anything about racing. Both Johns, John
Yeah.
and Dan Vet, they know. So even if you don't know anything about racing, tune in because I don't know either, and I'll be asking the stupid questions.
no, that's. Hey, I love this. I love NASCAR. I absolutely love it. I've watched it ever since my mom married my current stepdad. We've been watching it, and it was awesome. Isn't the first school at Great Lakes too? Oh, well, I know that he said y'all went to A school together, so I didn't realize it was Tech Core too.
Yeah.
So did you know my wife, Derek? Maybe? Because y'all went, didn't you?
You
And
probably did.
I don't have any really good pictures of her from that time.
Derek's mind's like a steel trap. Just say her name.
Her name is Christina Anderson at the time. Blonde, short glasses. He will be here in Omaha at the end of March. Excited to see him and give him a hug. Just don't squeeze his booty while you're doing it, and you'll be fine. Unless he wants you to. I don't know.
You might want him to. He's a
Omaha.
big cuddly bear, that one.
Is it cold in Omaha right now? I bet it is. Anderson was her maiden name. I bet it's cold in Omaha. We need to get to. So I want to go to Omaha once in my life to go to the World Series. I want just once, and I don't even really care who's there. I just want to go. He wants it. That's cool. Anyway, so I guess we talked about everything we were supposed to talk about. We talked about the Cash App.
So,
We
I think
talked
the
about.
only thing we haven't talked about yet is the TikTok thing.
Oh yeah. So we
So-
have a TikTok, but we haven't really got into it yet. We need to. We're working on it. So what's cool about this particular program here is it will send me clips after we shut it down. It'll like generate its own clips, and I can download those clips and load them up on TikTok. So it'll
That's
be
cool.
stuff we talk about today. But AI picks them out. I can't really design them, and I don't have the time for that. So, yeah, that deal. Man, we should do that. When is that? That's in like May, June. That'd be fun, Jay. We should do that.
What's that?
Fly to Omaha. He said we can crash at his house.
Oh boy,
We don't have to do it this year. We can do it.
he's a good
We
cook.
gotta- Oh yeah.
You just don't.
Well, he lives where the steaks are.
Right.
Hello.
Well, Derek, you'll wake up in the middle of the night and he'll be standing over you, breathing heavy. You know.
So we have a TikTok, 04 Level Aft. If you do that, we're going to start using it for things. Basically, for me, it's about figuring out how to get people on here. So they have been in Chenault, which is airport, in Lake Charles, which is south of us. Yes, Dad bod better. June. Oh, see, that's 10 days. We can't do 10. I can't go out for 10 days. But they have been landing B-52s down there, and they're flying over all the time, And so I want to use the TikTok for stuff like, hey, here's our podcast. This is what we do. We want to interview and talk to people. So if there's any like B-52 pilots, or is anybody who flew an A-10 Warthog, we want to interview and just talk about it. Just, it don't have to be a full hour or whatever. We can just have fun, getting to chit chat with everybody.
Yeah, we just want to meet people and have 04 Level Aft conversations. That's what we want.
Smoke dick. I got to reach out to whoever is the administrator on the Lake Champlain YouTube or Facebook page. I need to find out who they are, because I want to link this one time. I want to get him on and talk to him and link this to that page once. And really, so like right now I'm live on my personal Facebook. the 04 Levels Facebook, and then supposed to be the 04 Levels YouTube, and it's not working on the YouTube. So then I would like to click on there to do the Lake Champlain one so that we can get more people to follow us. And that whole episode will be nothing but the Lake Champlain conversation and whatnot. So, but it is getting, well, it ain't late. It's only 7:12. You good?
Yeah. So, have you thought about maybe Instagram too, or is that too much?
That for me, yeah.
Okay.
Can you handle that one?
Maybe.
Because it's linked to YouTube or Facebook now. So basically, anything you post on Facebook can go to Instagram. It's all owned by the same person.
Gotcha.
If you could control yourself on YouTube or Facebook, it'd be nice to have you on there too.
Right.
But people are stupid, and it's really hard to deal with. Yes. So I'm obviously I don't want to do TikTok only ever because it's a lot of people don't use it. But at the same time, you can't do TikTok and Facebook. And so there may be times where we hop on there and do one on TikTok only, occasionally. And if we ever did, we'd send links and stuff to everybody, but you can't do, well, the old system I had, you could, but now you can't. Like StreamYard don't let you do it anymore. Unfortunately. I wish you could, because then I just
Joe Kenny, he's a buddy of mine. He's a plumber.
Ooh.
Now, this guy is a smart guy. I used to work with Joe. Funny story. Him and I used to cause chaos and mayhem on job sites. But anyway, he finally he smartened up and he moved to Tennessee without telling me. Just got up and moved. And you sent me a picture one day and said, "Good morning from Tennessee." I was like, okay. He's a cool cat, man. He's smart.
What part of Tennessee? If he still is.
What part of Tennessee, dude?
If you're from like Central West, it's pronounced Tennessee. If you're from like Central East, especially up in the mountains, it's Tennessee. Like you would say Hennessy. Knoxville. He's I don't like Knoxville. That's where
don't knock the Knox, bro.
That's where them volunteers live, and I don't like them at all.
Don't knock the Knox.
Notice the hat. Knoxville is so I grew up about 2 hours south of him. Hey, if he's in Knoxville, he can go the Bristol races right up the road.
Speaking of hats, there is 04 level aft hats you guys can.
Oh yeah,
if you want.
Yes, we got it. And I went in and talked to a guy about some t-shirts, but the place smelled like cigarette smoke. And I don't want our t-shirts to smell like cigarette smoke.
Yeah, that's no bueno. Even though it was a smoke deck.
Yes, but I don't want them to smell like cigarette smoke. So we got this Joe Patrick Kenny guy has to go.
Okay, Joe, I got to talk to you. Right, listen, he's a
guy
hard bulldog.
Anyway, so when I was in high school, I was living in Franklin, North Carolina, and North Carolina didn't have a football team to speak of. They had a bunch of basketball teams, but they didn't have a football team to speak of. Still really don't. But so everybody in that area rooted for Tennessee. Well, if you drive 20 miles south or 15 miles south, you get into Georgia, and everybody there roots for Georgia. So that's where I grew up. So I'm a Georgia fan. I had a Georgia jacket on. It was a windbreaker. It wasn't like a members only type, but it was a loud windbreaker. It made a lot of noise when you rubbed your arms together and stuff. But it had Georgia on it, and it was like, and there was about 3 Tennessee fans that ripped that thing off of me and destroyed it. I mean, it was like beyond. I took it home. I cried. I was so mad because my aunt bought it for me at the bookstore, and I was in high school. I'll admit it. I was crying. I was mad, and so Georgia's won 9 in a row against Tennessee, and every year I send all 3 of them guys the score. And they're like, "Why don't you like Tennessee?" Because of 3 people. And I'll say this, and I don't know how your buddy Derek feels about it. But for the most part, there's nobody on that Patriots team that was there in 2001.
No, not one.
And
It's
and
like
it's
I
not.
told him the other. I
it's
told him the
not
other day. I told him the
players,
other day. Via,
it's
yeah, I told him.
fans.
Yeah, I told him the other day via text. I was like, "Listen, it's different coach, different team."
Yeah, oh, it's a totally different team. It's the same owner, but he looks like an old man walking around now, barely moving around. I don't know if you noticed that in the locker room the other day. He's like, but he's got a lot of money. But it's not the same team.
Right.
And there's not a player that plays in college football that was alive when we were in high school, and so it's not the teams that I hate. It's the fan bases, and that's what makes it, and that's what I love about for us in the Southeast. It's new to the Southeastern Conference, but that's what I really like about the Southeastern Conference is that we hate each other like the Marines and the Navy do.
Gotcha.
Like we root for each other to not to win. I don't want them to win, but I want the SEC to do good. And so, like, I love walking up to a Florida fan. I love it walking up to him and saying, Florida, no, and just start a conversation with them. Just kind of have fun with it. Shake their hand, say "Go Dogs" as they walk away, doing their little chop thing, and chomp thing, and that's it. It's great. I love that. And then some of them people you can't have that conversation with, and so I'm like, And I'm gonna be honest. There's Georgia fans that are the exact same way that are really hard.
Oh, there's some diehard Syracuse fans that are mean. I'm like looking at it like, what? It's not like we're good.
Man,
it's not like we're Alabama, dude. There's nothing to be angry about,
Right. And
I'm sorry, Joe. I'm really sorry, dude. Joe said this hurts me, Jay. I'm a Bills fan. You call me into talk crap about the Bulls and Pats. Sorry.
So he's a Bills fan, and he left. So like the only team wearing orange that I root for is the Syracuse. That's the only one. I don't root for Clemson. I don't root for Tennessee. I don't root for Auburn.
I'm not trying to talk crap. Okay, I'm not.
Unless you're in the NFL, then you do.
Cornhuskers, you got Baker Mayfield, right? Who came out of Nebraska? Wasn't he?
No, it was Oklahoma.
Oklahoma? Okay. Well, who came out of Nebraska?
Nobody has ever come out of Nebraska.
What about Georgia, quarterback-wise?
Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford. Okay.
That's probably the biggest that is the biggest quarterback Georgia's ever produced.
Donovan McNabb came out of Syracuse. He was probably
cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And we're talking about Tennessee.
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, hands down. What other college teams do we have here
represented?
Yeah,
you could even you talk about Oklahoma. There's others. Oklahoma's put out a lot of good quarterbacks. The problem is they win the Heisman Trophy, and if you win the Heisman Trophy, your career's garbage.
I don't know about this guy, this new guy from Indiana. I think he's going to do well.
Garbage.
I think he's got a good head on his shoulders. I really do. I think he's a smart football player.
Except he's got one major flaw. You ready? He's going to Oakland or Vegas, and he's going to get there, and his career is going to suck because they don't have an offensive line. They don't have good owners. They have a horrible owner. Even their secondary owner, they're not building a team for them. And all the time, they take all these players. The quarterback. These teams need a quarterback, and the team wins the. I know there's a lot of players from Nebraska. I said that just to mess with you. Anyway, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about, though. Like, you look at quarterbacks, like let's say Joe Burrow, right? He great season at LSU. He took the Bengals to the Super Bowl, but they didn't really build a good team around him, that sustaining team. And then you got players like the guy Baker Mayfield. You can just look at the list. Lamar Jackson's probably the most productive Heisman winner that goes in the first round that we've had in a long time. But there's a thing that when you win the Heisman Trophy and you are a quarterback, you always go to the worst team, and they almost never build a team around you. On the other side of that, you have players who don't go in the first couple rounds and they do really good. And you think about the players that didn't go in the top 3 rounds that are great quarterbacks: Drew Brees, Tom Brady, in our lifetime, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Steve Young didn't go in the top 3. Brett Favre, Ben Roethlisberger, all these players, because they spend, for the most part, except for Ben Roethlisberger, the most part, they spend a couple years learning from somebody, and then they step in and they do great. When you take these guys straight out of college and you throw them in an NFL offense against NFL defenses, against NFL secondaries, and they can't produce, and everybody gets mad because they got these Sam Bradford, perfect example. There's a whole bunch, and RG3 got hurt. Like, he could have done great, but he got hurt. So, because they didn't have an offensive line to protect him. And so I think that it is I don't want to use the word curse, but I think it's almost a curse to win the Heisman Trophy, because if you go back in the last 60 years, there's not been that many Heisman winners in the NFL or in the Hall of Fame, NFL Hall of Fame. There's only been a few.
Yep.
So, and Derrick Henry is an exception, but he's not a quarterback. And Tim Tebow, man, that dude was amazing. Didn't make it in the pros. I don't think they gave him a shot, but anyway.
I don't think they gave him a shot either. Not a fair shot.
Baker's wife is from Omaha. I met him last year at my buddy's bar. Ooh. That's so is that my buddy, as in like the doll from the 80s, my buddy?
Wherever I go, he goes.
Wherever I go, he goes. Yeah, Derek Crouch. I knew there was a Crouch name. I could not remember the first part. From Nebraska.
I just like this whole idea now.
That's the same thing with luck too.
When it comes to NFL, you got to win now. Coaches are getting fired because they're not producing. I know I'm not a big Pete Carroll fan, but he was only in the Raiders for 1 year and he got kicked out.
Well, the Raiders have the Raiders have the same problem that the Cowboys have, and they have an owner that's not willing to spend money. Yeah. He has but only 10 Heisman all time though. You got to go back in the 60s to get 70s or 50s to get a lot of them. Like, there's not a lot of them in there. I mean, but then look at like people like Peyton Manning, who didn't win the Heisman, to who beat him. Nobody knows, because he fell off the calendar. Nobody, or like he disappeared because he didn't last long. And then
Tom Brady was 199th overall.
Was it Ron Leaf that won it that year?
Oh yeah,
I think it was.
He was an absolute meltdown. He had an absolute meltdown.
But what did he do? He went to the garbage Chargers that couldn't have nobody, and then the Chargers did the greatest thing they ever did and got rid of Drew Brees. Charles Woodson is an exemption to this conversation. 100%. Not a quarterback though.
Ryan Leaf, that man, you want to talk about a massive meltdown. He could not handle the spotlight. He couldn't handle constructive criticism. He couldn't handle someone telling him that he didn't do well. That was all ego right there. Ryan Leaf. All ego. Well,
and he was in the calmest town ever. San Diego, yeah, they wanted their people to win, but yeah, I think it's kind of funny.
Right.
It really bothers me though that the Chargers aren't in San Diego anymore.
It bothers me too. It really does.
I'm still a Chargers fan. I went to a lot of those games. That was fun. That was a blast.
I went to one Chargers game in San Diego when they played the Broncos.
Run. When they played who?
The Broncos.
Ooh, a divisional game too. Who won?
Broncos.
That was Elway there then? Maybe.
Maybe. Now, John, you know me. I was probably drinking a lot.
Speaking of something, I was thinking about yesterday about that Fish concert we went to. I was telling somebody that story, and that would have been pretty early on, right? Like,
yeah,
that's like 2000 maybe.
Yep.
That was such a crazy.
It was fun, man.
That was a blast. And then I went again with somebody else. I don't think I went with you the second time, but like that was an experience right there.
Dude, we didn't even spend that much money on tickets back then either.
No.
Now to go to a Fish show, it's like $500 a ticket.
What?
It's insane, dude. It's insane. It's crazy.
Oh, that's cool. Our pastor was the chaplain for the Chargers. Jamarcus Russell, worst draft quarterback of all time. I know his name, so I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he's the worst because I've heard his name. So I don't, you know.
Yeah,
But,
it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad, Jamarcus Russell.
Did your sister live in San Diego?
My sister was in San Diego she was in the Navy for a couple of years.
Really?
She got out medical.
When? After you?
No, before me.
I remember, I was thinking this the other day, you know, because I know we were going to do an episode, and I got thinking, I remember when your dad came to the ship.
Oh,
remember,
Richard.
And he came up on the smoke deck, and that's where I met him.
Yep.
You can call me Pop.
Yep. That was my dad.
And I assume your mom would have been there too, right? If your dad was there, your mom probably was there. Because I remember one of your sisters was there at the time. So,
but yeah, my father could never remember my wife's name, Shauna, so we called her Blondie. Great Blondie. That's it.
Naval Special Warfare Center with the SEALs, Station Coronado. This year they're doing a NASCAR race on Sea and Air, or on Coronado Naval Station. They're doing a NASCAR race on the base.
Nice.
Yeah, I want to go. He was the number one overpick. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, but he was. I mean, I know who you're talking about because I watched this stuff. Nick Bethke, true story. While we were doing training 29 Palms, the Charter Chiller came to visit. Why would you have to start with true story? Training? 29 Palms.
Training op, huh?
He was a Marine.
Lucky.
They came to 32nd Street at the Exchange. So the one day I walked down the pier, walked to the Exchange, and Ron Klesko was there, just autographing and talking to people. It was kind of cool to meet him because he was a Brave for a while. And then another time I was walking over there and there was a crowd, but it wasn't near as big of a crowd. And I walked through the crowd and I looked over there to see who it was sitting there, and it was the Stanley Cup.
Oh, no kidding. That's awesome.
And so I walked up to it,
and is it in person?
It's 3.5 foot easy, sitting on the table. And debauchery is a great word for that. It's the most fun you'll have, I promise. Get tickets, go the whole weekend. It's great.
Listen, Joe, you weren't here. I know you're a fan. You weren't here when we said it, but February 12th at 7 Eastern Standard Time, we will be having a special guest, Dad Bod Veteran. He's a TikTok sensation, whatever. He's also an old friend of mine. He's going to come talk about the races.
NASCAR
season's coming up. So just let you know.
But yeah, it was I forgot what I was saying now. It's okay.
Sorry.
I really forgot. It's good. It's probably time to go.
No, you were saying something about the Bristol race full of debauchery.
Oh yeah, he just wrote it up there. But the Stanley Cup. So I went into the Exchange and bought like 4 disposable cameras and took a picture of all of the teams that like little Mew teams and with the Penguins, and got zoomed in and got a really, really good picture of the Wayne Gretzky on the Edmonton, the 84 team. And like, it was it was so cool. And then I developed them too, but I have no idea where them pictures went. So I was so upset. But
yeah, we've gone for quite a while. We got to sign off here, peeps.
Yep. Joe Patrick Henry. That is an Irish name. Or Kenny. I was the most Irish name I've seen in a long time. Real quick, there was a girl in Chicago, Great Lakes. Her name, and you may have met her, Jay. Her last name was O'Kelly, and her name was Irish Spring O'Kelly, and she was older than the soap. Yeah, wow. And the most Irish looking girl ever. But she wasn't redheaded, but she was like full blown. She was from Boston, and me and her were sitting there talking one day in Tech Corps, and so she was a midnight student. So you might not have known her. I was a midnight student. Nice to meet you again. But somebody walked up and said, if you guys had babies, their accents would be screwed. She was from Boston. That's pretty cool. Anyway, let's hop off here.
Thanks everybody for tuning in and hanging out and talking and whatnot. Next time we'll It's the 12th. We'll be on and
Yep.
talk about some racing.
Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Mhm.
If we don't get another cold snap, we don't want it to get down in below the 30s again.
I don't think we're going to get above the 30s for another couple months here in
It
upstate.
is currently 37 outside, according to my phone.
That's warm.
Yeah, it is compared to what it was this morning. It's not 14 or 18 this morning. So, anyway, love y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night. Be blessed, and fair winds, following seas.
Absolutely.
Okay, peace.
Bye.